Well, hello and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series, and we are heading to Barcelona in today's episode, and it will be another AI update. So we'll be going back into the database and giving some updates to the rest of the grid. Spain, Barcelona, typically, historically, has been a track where a lot of teams have brought upgrades. Still to this day, more so, I'd say a few years back when it really kicked off the European season. So, but yeah, we'll be doing those upgrades again in today's series. But if you didn't check out the last episode, make sure you do. I'm not going to go through the result. Probably will later on in the episode. But right now, I'm not going to give you any spoilers. Apart from it was in Monaco and it was chaotic. We had, I think it was 4 red flags in the end. So if you've not checked out the previous episode, do go back, check that one out, and then jump back in and check this one out. And of course, if you are returning, you're not already, or you're new and you like what you see, please do subscribe to the channel. If you do like the content, please do like that video. It really does help me out, helps the channel, pushes it out to other people, and really helps to grow the channel. So if you can take a couple of seconds to press that like button, I would really appreciate it. And of course, get involved down below in the comments. But as I say, we're heading towards Barcelona in 11 days in this one. We'll be doing some database updates. I mean, the worrying thing for us to do database updates is that we're currently sitting 12th overall. So we do need to get our own upgrades done. So we have got a couple of designs underway. And we've got some manufacturing underway, a new underfloor. So we will have some new designs on the car for Spain as well. But we don't want to lose too much ground. So let's get another one on the way as well. We haven't got an ATR. We're not in a new ATR period, but I think we just need to get this done really because, yeah, we are struggling now against the rest of the grid. Where are we? We're down to 15th on medium speed. Right, let's increase the medium speed. That's for sure. Right, let's go with that. And we'll go 1 engineer. That's $1.8 million. That's going to take 41 days. Let's just have a look what we've got here. So we have got the latest chassis on the car, latest front wing, waiting for one more rear wing. So hopefully a rear wing is being manufactured. 2 underfloors we need and a suspension. So it should be rear wing, underfloor and suspension, but it's not. So we need to get a rear wing done once that suspension side pods are done. So let's remember that. Okay, yes, so the board were expecting better results following the Canadian Grand Prix, wasn't it? And we said we would do that in Monaco. And it says, good morning, Gally. I confirm that the team's performance at the recent Monaco Grand Prix has influenced our confidence in you as team principal. It's important for us as the board to understand your plans and intentions and to follow what you are doing to make improvements. We will continue to watch closely in the upcoming races. So they seem pretty satisfied with what we did in Monaco, so that's good news. Okay, new front wing is designed, but I don't think we can manufacture yet, can we? Can we? Maybe we can. Right, okay, let's get 4 of those underway. That'll open up yet another design spot. How far away is that ATR period? 5 days. Let's do one anyway. We'll do one anyway. Let's bring that down to 2 to 4. Yeah, let's go with that. 1 engineer, $1.8 million, another 41 days. So certainly getting some design underway here now. The side pods were manufactured. That's why we could get that manufacturing done. Okay, sponsor plan. We missed the target. Oh, okay. Only 400,000. And mandatory, so we've got $1.1 million from that, so not great. Okay, it is Friday then as we head to Barcelona for the first practice session. But before we do that, we're going to jump over to the database editor to have a look at the upgrades that the rest of the grid are bringing. So let's head over there and take a look. So here we are in the editor, and this is before we've made any changes, and it's not pretty reading for us, is it? We are 10th out of 11 teams suddenly, but little bit of a caveat here. We haven't put on the new designs, so we should be a lot higher than that once we do that. But interestingly, Red Bull have significantly improved. We can have a look there. They've really closed the gap, if you look at the graph there, on McLaren. So it's McLaren the fastest car, then Red Bull, then Ferrari, Aston Martin and RB, very close as well. Then Williams, about 3% back. Then another 2% gap to Haas, Mercedes in 8th, and then Audi, ourselves, and Alpine. So let's put these upgrades on and see what happens. So as you can see here, a few cars got no upgrades. We're included because of course we're not eligible for these upgrades. It's only for the AI teams, but McLaren no upgrades, Williams and Alpine as well. So what has that done? It's shaken it up a little bit in the top 5. You will notice from 6th down to 11th, there's actually no change in the pecking order, but the gaps have closed up. But McLaren no longer first. Red Bull got a standard upgrade. So no upgrade for McLaren. They dropped to 2nd. Red Bull a standard upgrade means they go to 1st. And there's 1% in it, as we can see. Ferrari also get a standard upgrade, so they maintain the same sort of gap on Red Bull, but they close to McLaren. And then Aston Martin got a major upgrade, so they actually close on each of those top 3, but they don't remain in 4th. They actually drop to 5th because RB got a mega upgrade. So RB jump Aston Martin, but what that means for that top 5 is actually there's 2% between Red Bull and Aston Martin. So that top 5 very close as we see it now. And as I mentioned, Williams, no upgrade for them, so they stay 6th. And there's quite a big gap. If you look from Aston Martin to Williams, 7%. So the top 5 pulling away. And I'm hopeful that when we put our upgrades on, we'll be in that top 5, making it a top 6. So you've almost got 2 parts of the grid, really, a top 6 and then a bottom 5. So Williams, no upgrade. Haas get a standard upgrade, so do Mercedes, so they stay within the same sort of gap, but they're both within, well, Haas are near enough the same as Williams, Mercedes within about 0.5%, so very close there, as well as Audi, who get a major upgrade, so they, between what, Williams to Audi, there's less than 1%, so very close there. As I say, we've got Team Lotus ourselves, but I think we're going to jump up the pecking order when we put those designs on. But Alpine really cut adrift. So actually, there's 3 segments of this. Hopefully, you've got the top 6 once we've upgraded. So ourselves, Aston Martin, RB, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull. Then you've got that cluster of Williams, Haas, Mercedes, and Audi. And then Alpine really look like they're going to be cut adrift and the slowest team on the grid. But let's see how it all works out. We'll jump back in game and get out on track. Okay, back in the car analysis then, and with those new parts, quite significant parts now applied, we have definitely bumped back up the order, so that is good to see there. So we should hopefully be in contention to, well, definitely challenge for points, perhaps get back on the podium, maybe battle for wins, but we shall see, because as I said, we've arrived at Barcelona. So yeah, let's set the race start. It's still staying quite low, isn't it? 15th or higher for Danny Rick. And 12th or higher for Fernando Alonso. But hopefully we'll be able to achieve those as we begin practice then in Barcelona. Okay, practice in Barcelona. Fernando's home race, of course. Let's see what we can do in terms of setup.
Tyres are on the cool side. Two cars out.
Okay, we've got a yellow flag in practice 1 here. It's been a crash. What has happened? It's Liam Lawson not having a good time of it since leaving Lotus. Oh, hello. Is that an Aston? They've disappeared. Who was that? Not much Lawson could do about that. That's an odd one in practice. It was an Aston. It was Alex Albon in that Aston Martin then. You'd expect a penalty to be coming his way. Both him and Lawson have got damage. Here we go. No penalties. Wow. Lenient. Practice in Barcelona now completed then. And very good work from our drivers. 100% setup satisfaction for both of them. So that's the key there. Car parts knowledge. As you know, if you play this game, if you put quite a few new car parts on, it can be difficult. Well, sometimes impossible to get that back up to 100%. So that does accumulate to those. So we will get that to 100% by next race. But 92% at the moment. Track acclimatization 95% for Fernando, 93% for Danny Rick. But all in all, they're pretty well set up then as we head to qualifying in Barcelona next. Underway then in Barcelona. We did just have to get past Sainz and traffic there. Hoping it's going to be okay. A couple of attempts between our drivers, so hopefully that's going to be fine.
Eyes on dash.
And let's see what the other times look like. Oh, Fittipaldi's in there, so maybe it's not going to be fine. No, it's not fine at all. We're miles off, so we'll send them back out. Hopefully, we're going to see some green sectors. We are seeing some green sectors. Fernando not in the middle, though. I think we're held up in the first sector. Ricciardo goes to P4.
Charge in box. Charge on box.
Fernando?
Yep, understood.
Fernando does improve up to P9. Not going to go back out here, but I am still slightly worried about Alonso's time. It's not mega. Let's have a look though. Minutes go till checkered flag. And he's got 3 finished behind him. Yeah, looking good. So both through then to Q2. Okay, we've had to go out again in Q2, but Ricciardo is bogged down behind George Russell here, and he's not going quicker, so that is absolutely ruined it. We weren't behind him when we sent him out, but because we had got to get out of the way of traffic, he's then got stuck behind him, so not looking good for Ricciardo. He's still P8, probably be P9 after this, because Alonso is going quicker. As Alonso then heads to the line. Hopefully this is going to be good enough for Q3, and it bumps up to 5th. That should be good. Russell doesn't improve. It's probably Leclerc and Hamilton now. Hamilton is on a flyer. Magson's not going quicker. Hamilton went quicker through the first sector, not the second. So it looks like it's all going to be on Lewis Hamilton here. He needs to find a couple of attempts, 2 to 3 attempts here, to knock out Daniel Ricciardo here. Lewis Hamilton heading to the line. What did he do? He does enough. P9 for Lewis Hamilton. Just enough. Just under a tenth quicker than Ricciardo. Unfortunately, Ricciardo got traffic. I think we had the pace, but we got traffic. Bogged down behind Russell. And Ricciardo's knocked down Q2 and will start in Barcelona in P11. Okay, underway in Q3, and we're only going for 1 flying lap. I want to save a set of softs for the race, so we will go at least green in these sector timings. We're not going to have a great indication of where we're going to go with Fernando Alonso, but it's a 22-1 in that first sector. Is anyone on a flyer? So Bottas 22-2, Leclerc 22-2, Max 22-2, so we're beating them slightly ahead of Hülkenberg. Not on Oscar's pace though, so 5, looking like a top 5 run potentially here. McLaren look like they might have the pace. Looks like we're going to be very close with the RBs. And in amongst, well, probably in amongst the RBs are Red Bulls and Ferraris. Don't think Bottas will have the pace. And it looks like the McLarens might be too far ahead, although saying that, Norris has finished P4. Verstappen's finished P5. Alonso then, this final corner, where's Fernando going to go in his home Grand Prix? Cross the line, it's P5. So we thought the top 5, we're currently in the top 5. But who have we got to come across the line here? We have got Sainz and Hamilton, so we could go as low as P7 here. Sainz then, Hamilton goes up to P6, and Sainz stays in P8. So it is going to be P5 for Alonso, but it's Piastri who's continuing his dominant run. He is on pole for the Grand Prix in Barcelona. And there it is in all its evidence. Oscar Piastri on pole. The RB's looking good round here as well. Yuki Tsunoda in second, Hülkenberg third, Lando Norris fourth, Fernando Alonso fifth, Lewis Hamilton sixth, Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz 7th and 8th, respectively, for Red Bull. Bottas 9th, and Leclerc rounds out the top 10. And as we saw, Danny Ric was knocked out in Q2. He qualifies P11. Bortoleto quite high up there for the Haas, but is going to take a penalty. Any other penalties? No. So, yeah, let's jump into strategy and get underway with this race. Okay, we are trying something very different with our drivers here. Danny Ric's going to go for a 2-stop. Very time management heavy, this strategy, but he's very good at it. That's why we've gone for it. So as we can see here, it's softs on light. Then we're going over to the mediums for the middle stint on standard, then back to softs on light. And as you can see, we have a look at this. It does show it is the quickest. A good little margin there. So that's what we're going with Danny Ric. Fernando Alonso, we're going for a 3-stopper, soft, medium, medium, soft. You see, it does actually show it is a little bit slower by 0.01 to 0.02, depending on what strategy we look at here. But Fernando is not as good as his tyre management, so I think that's not really going to make a massive difference. I'd like to get him, if we can time these stops well, get him in clean air, hopefully make that free stop work. So we're going to mix it up a bit. Alonso starts 5th on a free stop. Ricciardo starts 11th on a 2-stopper. Let's see how we go in Barcelona. Let's get underway. As the McLarens have been dominating recently, and it is Piastri again from pole, but the 2 RBs behind him, and as I say, Alonso and Ricciardo start P5 and 11th. But Alonso moving up to P4, his home race, of course, so good start there, up from P5 to P4. Can we maintain that? We can. Good work from Fernando off the start. Danny Ric made a position as well. He's up to 10th. So good start from our drivers, each making a move. Hulkenberg challenging Piastri for the lead. That McLaren is starting to look very good, especially in the hands of Oscar Piastri. Let's have some tyre checking, shall we? So the top 4, all on softs, top 5 now. Norris, Hamilton on the hards. Maybe that's why they're a little bit slower, early phase. And Ricciardo's getting past Bottas there, is he? Bottas, another driver on the hard, so the hard's going to be quite slow to begin with here. And we're taking advantage of that. So Ricciardo moves up into P9. And we get to take a look at it here.
Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. There's the opening.
Danny Ric, that was quite easy work. As I say, just better traction. We're on 2 steps softer. Easy for me to say. Tyres, so he's on the hards. We're 2 compounds softer on the soft, so easy work on those hard runners.
This is my pace.
Oh, and Bottas is past Ricciardo. Ricciardo going backwards.
Now this was Valtteri Bottas. The opportunity's there.
Bottas, that's what we did to Sainz. We should have DRS. Alonso's got DRS as well, so I do want to watch this as Hulkenberg goes heavy to the inside. Is there room on the outside as we switch back? Fernando a lot later on the brakes. Yes, indeed. Easy work of that in the end. Fernando Alonso up to P3 then. In front of his home crowd here.
Good job with that. Currently P3.
Have another look at that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Hulkenberg went heavy to the inside. Fernando switched to the outside and found a lot of traction out there. Moves up to P3. And Ricciardo just continues. Leclerc may have a mechanical fault. It's not stopped him getting past Danny Ric, though. So we're on the nose of the Ferrari. This is the only problem with Ricciardo's strategy. He probably is going to go backwards a little bit. And Alonso is under pressure from Hulkenberg. No DRS. Is Max going to try and have a go at him as well here? He's having a look. And the McLaren of Norris around the outside. Max had a look on the inside, and Norris looks to take advantage of that. And Alonso loses P3, but holds on to P4 for now. Verstappen's got better tyre life.
Good job.
Verstappen's looking pretty good. I've been waiting 3 days just to see this continuation. Feels like ages. I do, but nice to have you back as Max is going through the inside as we've got a yellow flag at the same time as that.
There's a big accident on the start-finish straight.
Apparently there's a big accident. Apparently.
Might be debris.
According to GP, it's Teo Porcher right at the back. Is that Fittipaldi? Oh, a slight tag. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say that vote is still live, so we'll see. As Ricciardo is alongside Carlos Sainz. This is looking pretty good because Sainz has not got DRS, although he's got the slipstream on Bottas. And Danny Ric moves back into a P9 then. As Bortoletto is suffering from a mechanical fault. Hulkenberg 58%. Alonso, yeah. Verstappen's still maintaining a 3% tyre margin. He's in line with the leaders though. Even these hard runners, they're really abusing those tyres. If you play F1 Manager in the chat, you probably know that I think this track is the worst for deg on the tyres. It absolutely rinses through tyres around here. Ricciardo, but let's see if Fernando And move back past Hamilton. DRS. I've got 3 laps till I stop. Can we go a bit aggressive on these tyres? Probably can.
Yeah, pick up the pace a little bit for the moment.
How many stops is your tyre strategy? We've got 2 stopper for Ricciardo, as say, 3 stopper for Alonso. Ricciardo's due in lap 21. Alonso due in 3 laps time, lap 15.
Gap 5.4.
Want to try this? Get into it. Randomly got back into this game this week. Tsunoda in second. Yeah, Tsunoda's doing big things in this 2026 season. Even if Bottas got a podium every race, he probably couldn't win the championship. No, I think he's already out of it, basically. Right, I think we can go aggressive on these tyres. Got a bit of tyre margin. We do have to watch it. Right, 12 laps gone already. They're flying by. And Piastri, Tsunoda's got back into Piastri's DRS, to be fair. It is a DRS train from the top 3. And Ricciardo should have a good chance getting past Bottas. I think Alonso's going to be overtaken by Hamilton and Norris here, potentially. Haven't got too much battery with Alonso, that's the problem. We're not really getting an opportunity to conserve it. Are we going to lose 2 positions either side of ourselves here now? No. Hamilton, we do lose out 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have more straight line of speed.
Okay, mate. Just stay focused. Lando behind.
Imagine poor GP if this happened to him. He's had the moaning of Max, and now he's moved to Alonso, and Alonso's always moaning in his ear as well.
Straight into management.
Right, let's have a look at tyre life. Hulkenberg down to 40%. Hulkenberg's going to have to pit relatively early, although Alonso's now sort of along that same trajectory. Lawson's got a mechanical fault. So Leclerc, Piastri did pop up with a mechanical fault. I think he has got it, but the fastest lap is hiding it. Let's have a look. Piastri. Yeah, Piastri's got an ERS issue. So that explains why Tsunoda caught him, and has not only caught him, has passed him. Yuki Tsunoda leads in Spain. He has already won 1 race this season. His maiden victory in Formula 1. Is he on course for a second win? Although Piastri looks like he's going to get past him with DRS. Okay. Are we going to make our way back past Lewis Hamilton here? We're going to have Lando on the inside this time, it looks like. Hamilton the meat in the sandwich, but we're through. Back to P4, but we are becoming cut adrift of this top 3 by 5 seconds.
Gap is at 5.7.
Wonder if they are 2-stopping. 38%. Will we make another lap? We should do. Ricciardo is still fighting with Bottas. They keep swapping positions. But we've got to get Ricciardo to lap 21, so he's just got to continue in that.
Okay, good job. So currently P8. Our next one is Hulkenberg.
But at the moment, it looks like it's going to be between Piastri, Tsunoda and Verstappen for the win here. Alonso looks like he's got a battle for 4th as it stands. I don't know if everyone's free-stopping as Hamilton sends it back on the inside. We go standard just while we stay in his DRS. Although he does look like he's bolting away here.
This is ridiculous.
Alonso, come on, calm down. I think we've lost DRS there. That's not great. But he's going to come in at the end of this lap anyway. But we'll be probably defenseless here. Defenseless? Spit it out, come on. And here he comes. As I say, I don't think there's much we can do there. Hamilton looked like he's really pushing there because he just dropped us by a second in a handful of corners. I'm going to say box Fernando, but never mind. No, we're on it. We're on it. Fernando's in at the end of this lap. Hulkenberg is pitting as well. These the first 2 stops? No, Bortoletto and Gasly have been in. 2.4, not the quickest in the world, but no mistakes.
We'll be close at pit out.
It's a nice clean stop as well for Hulkenberg. So I think we'll be behind Zhou by a few seconds here.
Okay, that's P6. In front of you is Norris.
And there is Zhou. Might be a lot closer to Zhou. Yeah, a couple of seconds maybe in that. So Alonso. And we can attack with these tyres just to warm them up. We've got plenty of tyre margin. His tyre's up to 10. Is he too far back here on Perez?
Copy.
No, he's not. Good job. Didn't waste any time there. Forced him out a bit wide. Zhou pits as well, so he's got out of the way. Now we've got 8 seconds to Leclerc, so that's worked perfectly for Alonso. Nice clean air now. Just continue on his strategy there. And Ricciardo, we're just trying to get to lap 21, so 4 more laps.
Daniel pit lane.
And Bottas and Sainz don't pit, so that's good. Because it should allow us just to extend a bit of a gap on them. As we see Verstappen challenging Yuki Tsunoda there on the start-finish straight. 2.3, that's a little bit quicker than the first one, 2.4. So we think Ricciardo should be out between Hülkenberg and Russell. Nice comfortable space there for him. And there we go. There goes Hülkenberg. Russell, sorry, should be quite a bit back. Leclerc's mechanical fault getting worse.
Currently P10.
So yeah, Ricciardo has got a nice little gap there. So we are running P8, P10 at the moment.
Russell behind us.
It's still hard to say whether they're 2-stopping or 3-stopping. I think Bottas and Sainz, you've got to say, are probably 2-stopping. Because they've gone further than what Ricciardo has. And they're on a hard and a medium, so you'd imagine they're just going to switch over. Bottas will go to medium, Sainz will go to hards. Tsunoda, Verstappen, Piastri, I'm not sure. They might be 2-stopping, they could be 3-stopping. Hard to tell with them. Hamilton, I'd probably guess is 3-stopping. And then Lando, again, he might be on a 2-stopper. Bottas going to come out in front of her. That is very, very frustrating. He was ahead of us, of course, but I was hoping that undercut would have done something, but doesn't look like we've really got the race pace today. And there's Carlos Sainz. We are going to be ahead of Sainz, but only just by the looks of it. And what's Sainz gone on to? He has gone to the hards. What's Ricciardo? Ricciardo's going to lap 46 now. Alonso is lap 34. Got a bit of fuel we can play with both drivers. As here comes Carlos Sainz. This old battle resumes then for most of this race. The two hometown heroes, well, not hometown, home country, we should say at least. And actually, Ricciardo, I've lost my mind there because we're fighting Ricciardo, and Ricciardo, I'm not breaking news for you there. Ricciardo is not suddenly Spanish; he is still Australian. I've just absolutely lost my marbles there. It's because it's Ricciardo fighting Sainz, and Ricciardo is still very much Australian, and Sainz is Spanish. But Alonso is Spanish, so Alonso is his fellow countryman, but he is not fighting him. But Hülkenberg is now on the back of Fernando Alonso.
Thoughts on tyres?
Still okay.
Hülkenberg down 74%. Yeah, Hamilton is definitely 3-stopping.
Okay, yeah, understood now.
Bottas and Sainz definitely 2-stopping.
Copy.
I think everyone else is 3-stopping now.
Honestly, I don't think we can do much more.
As I think Hülkenberg
That's Ocon directly behind you.
is going to be past us here. We've just opened up the racing line for him there. That's a bit silly, Fernando. He kind of just waved him by in the end there. Who got you into F1? I just randomly started watching Formula 1 a long time ago. Yeah, more than 20 years ago now, isn't it? Late 90s. So
5.3.
a very, very long time ago, I started watching Formula 1, and I was drawn to the the silver of McLaren. And in particular, Hakkinen was my first driver. But I'm more of a team person, so I was drawn to McLaren. And ever since then, I've been a McLaren fan. Although it's been a bleak few years until the last couple. We're a bit late, but hey, Kelly. Hello, Kinga. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think the AI is starting to push a bit here. But Ricciardo continues his fight with Carlos Sainz here, then. And use DRS to get back past him, but I don't know what's much more we can do here, really. Hamilton's going to have to pit quite early again.
Good job.
I think it's all going to come down to the final stints here to see where we are, but we are probably going to be somewhere between
He's around 3
4th and
seconds
10th. I think that's where we're finishing. I don't think we can challenge for the podium. Although saying that, Piastri is struggling, isn't he?
Yep.
Was that a battery issue, wasn't it? Yeah. So Piastri is struggling with his battery. And here we go with Sainz. Such a long straight there. And with the DRS, it's so hard to counter. But we do just keep Sainz at bay for now. Let's just push on the fuel.
Stop the lift off, please.
We have got a bit of battery.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Oh, that's not good. They'll need to retire
Talking of
the
rookies,
car.
Bortoletto will be on the grid next year. Not in a Haas, though. He's got an engine blow up. As Ricciardo, I just want to know if Bortoletto is going to make it back. If not, this could be a safety car. Leclerc, just retire Leclerc. He's struggling. Bortoletto does look like he's going to
Okay, good job.
bring that puffing car back to the pits. As Ricciardo and Bottas continue their battle. Hamilton pit, so we knew Hamilton was going to be one that had to come in a little bit earlier. So Alonso, although we're attacking on the tyres, we haven't really pulled that gap on Ricciardo. It's looking a bit worrying, this free stopper, I must say. Do you think there won't be many upgrades this year due to the new regs next year? Yeah, definitely. I don't think the cars will evolve a lot, so I'd be highly surprised if you see a car make a massive leap. You know, for example, Williams, for an example, last year, I can't see a team like that rocking up to Australia and suddenly challenging for podiums because, you know, most of their focus will be into 2026. So there'll still be upgrades this year, but they won't be as heavy, I can't imagine.
Okay, Bottas is in your DRS now.
I think we're reaching the peak of how far they can upgrade these cars anyway. So I think it's going to be a really good season. I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be very close. We had multiple winners anyway last year, but even more so this year, I think. So here we go. Fernando into the pits. We had 2 clean stops. Can the pit crew deliver another then as they wait to receive Fernando Alonso? No, they can't. It's a sticky rear left. It's 3.9. I mean, it is a slow stop, but it's not disastrous.
How much we lost on the pit stop? 4?
A second and a half loss there for us.
Now, there's been an issue in the pits.
We should have a nice gap here, though, because Russell should be past us. Yeah, we should have about 2-3 seconds behind Russell.
Behind.
Alright, we'll get him to attack, heat those tyres up straight away. So he's now due for his last stop, lap 54. Ricciardo, we're working up to lap 46.
So you are now P11. Currently P10.
And Alonso's got past Russell then, so we came out behind Russell, of course. And we've made light work of him. So again, Fernando is getting past the traffic very quickly. But he gets clean air, but he just doesn't seem to have pace, unfortunately. So not much we can do about that. We'll see, though. There we go. Norris in the pits, and then you'll probably expect Piastri next lap. And then that's it for the pit stops in the top 10 for now.
Currently P6.
Ricciardo, P6, still all over Bottas. Alonso's lost back out to Hulkenberg.
Yuki behind.
Where is Norris coming out in all of this? He's going to have a bit of traffic, is Norris.
Copy.
Oh, he needs to be ahead of Sainz, really, does Lando. I think he's just going to be managing that. He is.
We have Hamilton ahead.
Right, who knows what's going to happen, though? Piastri's got significant battery issues. Hamilton's got a mechanical problem, which we haven't actually looked at. Gearbox for Lewis. And Tsunoda's got damage, although Tsunoda's damage doesn't look to be holding him up there. Although he has just stopped, so Tsunoda is past Ricciardo.
Keep looking after your tyres. Keep looking after your tyres. You did a very good job.
Understood.
Alright, so it's going to be Ricciardo and probably Bottas next after Piastri stops, as Piastri stops now. So we need to get to lap 46. We can keep the DRS on Tsunoda, that would be handy. Verstappen's got a 6-second lead on Tsunoda now. Where does Piastri fall in all of this? It might be a Max Verstappen win. We've not seen that for a long time. Pretty sure Max hasn't won in our series since the first year when he claimed the World Drivers' Championship. Piastri's a long way down, so you've got to say, Verstappen looking good for the win here today. I need the boys and girls down at Team Lotus now to deliver a good pit stop for us here. We'll accept anything sort of 2.5 and under. We'll take that. But it is critical that we get a nice clean stop here. 2.4, we'll take it. We will take it. So as I say, he should be out in this lovely gap between, well, as I say, Alonso and Ocon, but looks like Alonso has just moved back past Carlos Sainz there. But Ricciardo, as I say, should have a lovely gap.
Okay, well done.
Here's the replay.
Well, that's a back marker, I believe. So
Alonso with this one.
now we see Danny Rick pulling out of the pits as his teammate Fernando getting past. This time it is Fernando on his countryman Carlos Sainz. Right, so Ricciardo, I'm pretty sure that's a back marker. Is that?
So currently
Fittipaldi, so he'll get out of the way for Ricciardo. We will just attack to get those tyres up to 10.
We have Ocon behind us.
So Alonso is back past Sainz. Sainz, yeah, he's starting to struggle now on those hards. Bottas is going to be in probably end of this lap. So yeah, Ricciardo needs to push.
Gap at 2 seconds.
Bottas is now got Hülkenberg on his DRS. Sainz is staying with Alonso. Just about, yeah, we need Sainz to not be in our DRS.
Bottas is in pit lane.
Hopefully Sainz didn't get DRS there.
Press and hold the overtake.
We're about to find out. No, he didn't. Ricciardo then in his battle with Bottas. Here's another back marker. Alpine's typically bad for us getting past an Alpine. As I say, I think we will gap Bottas quite a bit here. Don't know why they stayed out for that extra lap there with his tyres. Yeah, we're going to be miles ahead of Bottas. I don't think Bottas is really going to be a threat to us now.
Just keep looking after your tires.
That's a mega margin. 10 seconds. Wow. Yes, he's got 9% tyre life, but that's a big gap we've pulled on Bottas. So the threat from behind seems to have been alleviated. How long have you been in each race? How do you mean, how long is each race? We typically stream one full race, typically for an hour and a half. Right, so Ricciardo, 5 seconds. So Sainz coming in at the end of this. He must be, wasn't he? Carlos, was he going to do a Mercedes error as well? Let's see if Sainz comes in. He does.
Update on liftoff. We do require fuel liftoff.
So Ricciardo is still... I think Bottas can be too far behind. I think Ricciardo's fighting Sainz really for what will be 6th. So it depends how quick Sainz is. Ricciardo again will have a good advantage. How quick will Sainz be? Like Bottas is past him. Again, he's going to be a long way back. He'll have a better tyre margin. What's he going to have? 13%. I think this might be working out well for Ricciardo. And you've got to say, I think Ricciardo's going to beat his teammate here today because, as I say, Alonso's got to stop again yet. So lap 50 of 66.
Solid pace.
Copy.
Always in real life dislike this track. Oh, really, UV? I've not really been too bothered about this one. Right, Hamilton pit. So Hamilton actually is still a bit of a red herring on where he's going to filter out. So let's just see where he is. Alonso will be comfortably past him, but again, Alonso's got to stop. I wonder where Hamilton is going to be in relation to Ricciardo here. Ricciardo's definitely going to be past him, but Hamilton looks like he might be ahead of Bottas and Sainz. Yeah, he will, definitely. Definitely will be ahead of Bottas and Sainz. So Hamilton might be a threat to Ricciardo. On the medium tyre, probably is going to be a threat. We'll go this lap. Let's get Fernando in.
Pit entry.
So he should be probably out behind Sainz again by a few seconds. 2.2, best stop of the day for us at least. Yeah, I think we're going to be behind.
White line on the exit.
Certainly behind Bottas. Should be behind Sainz as well, I think, here. There's Sainz. Here's Alonso. Going to be close. Sainz has got up to speed, though. Can Alonso should just maintain it.
So you are P9.
We're on a scrub set, though, so 88%.
So Bottas ahead. Gap 7.3.
We've got to get these up to speed.
Gap.
So Sainz will be all over us, but P9 is going to be the best we can do. It's 8 seconds to Bottas. It's a long way off.
Just push, please.
Right. Alonso, have we got yeah, we've got Albon between ourselves now and Bottas. But we should get DRS here off the back marker, and we do. That's going to help us, especially if Alex does a nice job to get out of the way, and he does. So DRS off the back marker of Albon. He gets out of the way nicely. That's propelled us onto the gearbox of Valtteri Bottas.
5 more laps.
And Fernando now has a chance to move into P8. DRS open, and there you can see we are gaining.
Gap.
Is Fernando going to go for it? Bottas covers it off. Fernando has a look to the outside, but not quite getting it done there. What season? This is season 3, 2026. Ricciardo, 2.2 off Hülkenberg. Got to be mindful of the tyre life.
Thoughts on tyres?
54%.
I want to see good management.
Verstappen and Norris continue to fight for the lead. Alonso is 45. Yeah, I think he's currently... I don't know what month his birthday is, but he was 44 when we signed him. So yeah, he turns 45 this year. He may have turned 45 already. He's battling another older man. Not older than Alonso, though, of course, but one more experienced driver, although he's not on the grid anymore. Valtteri Bottas. Can't quite get it done there. But in truth, we'll be best going... We're on this start-finish straight.
4 more laps.
Ricciardo within 1.7 of Hülkenberg. Here comes Fernando Alonso again. I'm going to try and deploy an attack once we get past Bottas, because I'm quite confident we're going to get this done now. We need to push away, so there we go. Past Bottas. Now we need to break the DRS like we did on Carlos Sainz. We've dropped Sainz. Sainz is in the dust. It's only 2.6 to Hamilton, 2.4. So Alonso could get as high as 7th now.
Gap ahead at 2.9.
Ricciardo down to 43%. Just got to monitor that tyre. There is Hülkenberg. He can see him now. Alonso is nearly on Hamilton. Alonso's flying now. He's got the confidence. But he is a star. He is indeed. Alonso, look at the speed we're carrying suddenly. That's fine. Happy with that because, again, we can use... Let's just harvest there.
Recharge up.
Oliver, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Let's harvest here.
Just to confirm it's thermal deck.
Because I want to use the remaining battery as we get past Hamilton. Ricciardo's in the DRS of Hülkenberg. He's past Hülkenberg, but we're watching this battle.
Hold the overtake.
Because Fernando Alonso is moving past Lewis Hamilton. And Alonso's into P7. Now, same again. We need him to push away. And this is the one we missed.
Now we're watching the action closely.
Ricciardo has caught Hülkenberg. And not only has he caught him, he's down through the inside. And he's passed him up into P5. I'm going to go light with Ricciardo because there's no chance, I don't think, catching Piastri. This is not going to be ideal. Hülkenberg down to 31%.
Charge off, good job.
Alonso's fine on that tyre, isn't he, to the end, yeah. Right, Ricciardo, he's not going to be able to fend off Hülkenberg here. This is the issue. Hülkenberg's tyre's down to 30%.
Okay.
Right, we're going to have to make it work on this other DRS zone then. I'll see you next live, Callie. No worries, Atty. See you then.
Yep. This is my pace.
Keep the head down.
Right, we've got to stay with him.
Alonso.
He's down to 29%. Come on, Danny Rick. So this is for P6. It's going to have to be on this DRS zone. Welcome back to Tyre Life. He should have poor exits out of here. Here we go then. This is the moment for us. Going around the outside. Oh, I don't think we're going to make it. We're trying though. We should have better grip. And we are through around the outside on Hulkenberg then. His tyres are just given out as Norris does in fact win here in Barcelona. It's Verstappen in second. But Ricciardo on the final lap has got back past Nico Hulkenberg. And that's been a bit of an up and down race for us.
First over the line.
It is going to be Danny Rick to finish P5. It's going to be Hulkenberg P6 and Fernando Alonso on the free stopper is going to come home to finish a P7. So that was a bit of a up and down race there. At one moment it looked like we might be challenging for the top 5. Then it looked like we might be at the lower end of the top 10. And in the end we score P5 and P7. I think that's a pretty good result for us in the end. Norris wins it. Verstappen just 2.5 tenths behind. Very close between Lando Norris and Verstappen. Where have we heard that before? And let's look at the full classification then. Lando Norris up 3 places to win it. Max up 5 to second place. It's Yuki Tsunoda P3, Oscar Piastri 4. But look at that. Danny Rick started P11, claims 5th. So a really good race from Danny Rick. Hulkenberg 6th, Fernando Alonso down 2 to 7th, but does claim the fastest lap, so gets the extra point for that. Hamilton is 8th, Bottas 9th, and Carlos Sainz in P10. What does that do for the Drivers' Championship then? Well, Ricciardo does still lead, but as we've been saying, the pack is now coming at us because we've not got the fastest car anymore. So Ricciardo does extend his lead by 3 points over Fernando Alonso, so he's got a 47-point gap. As I say, looking at these drivers, Yuki, Oscar, Lando, Max are all starting to gain points. So, as I say, probably in about 3-4 races time, this is going to get very tight between 5 or 6 drivers up here. So, that's getting very interesting indeed. But it is Danny Rick that leads the Drivers' Championship. Fernando Alonso 2nd, Yuki Tsunoda 3rd, Oscar Piastri 4th, Lando jumps up to 5th, Carlos Sainz is 6th, Max Verstappen is 7th, Lewis Hamilton 8th, Hulkenberg jumps up to 9th, Charles Leclerc had a mechanical issue, no points scored, so he's in 10th. And rest of the point scorers for this year is Bottas 11th, Russell 12th, Albon 13th, Ocon 14th, Perez 15th, and Bortoletto 16th. The rest of the drivers yet to score. Let's see what happened in the Constructors. So it's a similar story here. We've got a gap at the moment, but the pack is now starting to come at us, especially this McLaren that's looking pretty racy at the moment. So Team Lotus currently first in the Constructors. Then we've got McLaren, then Red Bull, then RB, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Williams, Haas, and then Alpine and Audi yet to score. Mercedes and Ferrari only picking up 4 points and 2 points respectively there. So struggling. Looks like it's going to be between these top 4 for this 2026 season. So work for us to do if we are to fight back to get on the podium and of course a race wins. But damage limitation again, that was a good all result for us. And we go on to the next one. If you made it all the way to the end of the video and not already, please do subscribe. You can help me out massively with a like on the video. Get involved down below in the comments and we'll be back soon for the next one.